Good evening, John Thompson. I'm here to present to you part 10 of my series. This is the final video in my conversion of the 1426th Revell USS Arizona model into the USS Pennsylvania. I'm going to show you actually the model and the work I've done. I've done a lot actually to it to finish it off. Among the things I've done rigging, put the decals on the airplane, and I added a little bit of extra photo etch. So here it is. As you can see, hopefully you get a good view here. As you can see, I have the superstructure done. I did add the braces on the upper part of the forward tripod mast, which went underneath those gun tubs. It makes a difference in the appearance of the model. I did add the halyards and rigging with the signal flags to the signal boxes. That was another big touch that I did. I also put the little life ring buoys, the horseshoe buoys on the ship. Tom's doesn't give that to you. Gold medal does. Gold medal does not show you really the exact positions. They just give you 6 of them. So what I did was I put 3, roughly one in the bow, one amidship, and one astern, as you can see here. So I basically did the rest of the rigging. Here's your airplanes all decaled here on the top. I didn't put the numbers on the sides and the fuselages because they were a little bit difficult to do, and I didn't have the decals that small, even in the 1/720th scale. I actually had white letters, didn't have black numbers, so that was kind of what stopped me from doing that amount of detailing there. One of the other things I did notice was earlier in her career, the Pennsylvania had a black E painted on her funnel. I was trying to put that same E in a smaller scale on the bridge itself, because I read that the more later vessels and some naval vessels of that time put it near the bridge as well. So I actually took it off because I couldn't find it in any pictures. I'm trying to be as prototypically correct as possible, though I may be off a little bit. One of the other things I noticed was on the 14-inch gun turrets. Well, I noticed this when I went on board a cruiser, the USS Salem. There was a little white E that was aboard on one of the gun turrets. So I did add that to the Pennsylvania, which is a little extra bit of detail. I don't know how accurate that was, if she did receive that the battle E at that point in 1938. It was basically the battle E decoration, from what I understand, is a battle proficiency readiness award that they get. The black E represents engineering, so that was one of the other things too. There's a whole great page I found explaining what all these letters that you see on the sides of a Navy ship are, and on a bridge. I know the New Jersey had a ready on her funnel when I went to visit her in Camden, so these are possible detailing ideas that I did. So that basically pretty much finished up the model. Now I do have the waterline numbers to put on. However, I'm kind of reticent to put them on. They're really tiny. You can barely see them anyway. So I'm still struggling whether or not to do that. I may do that, but I just want to give you guys a general overview as to what she looks like. Again, I'll present her again so this way you guys can get a better look at her. There you go, and we're going around. The ship officially now has a name, so she's now officially the Pennsylvania, and that was one of the biggest transformations to the model. Now, the unfortunate part about that was they're not exactly the same letter height as like for the Arizona. But I had to make do with what I could find, and the microscale didn't have a smaller size font to go with their letters, so that's pretty much what I did to finish this off. So I'm probably going to declare this finished. I'm afraid to do any more work on it. I don't want to ruin the model or take away from it. So, and like I said, the next move is going to be to find a display case. For that, I'm going to go to Michael's and buy 2 shadow boxes and glue them together, and that will basically hold the model and protect it, especially from curious fingers and dust and other things like that. So have a great evening. Thanks.